Hey everybody, welcome to my home. My name is Becky and I'm so excited that you're here today. Well, we are in the craft room and as you can see behind me, it is a mess. And God bless you. You guys, I did a full house tour the other day and I showed the craft room and I said, listen, it's messy. This is real life. This is what it looks like right now. And some of you were like, oh, it's not that bad. It's okay. I've seen worse. I can see how it's, organized in the background. And God love you all for saying that. But it's a mess. I know it's a mess. It's got to be cleaned up. So here's what I'm thinking that we're going to do in today's video. I'd like to have two different main things that I'd like to do. The first one is I want to clean this craft room up, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to set the camera up in the corner of the room and just move it around a little bit. I'm going to have to film it. I might put it at warp speed. I might put it to music. I might do a voiceover. I'm not quite sure yet. You're going to see the light from the window go away because it'll be different. It'll probably be darker in a little while. You're going to see different times a day, different clothing changes because we're going to have to do it on different days because right now it's already 4 o'clock and it's almost time to start worrying about dinner and all the things. So we're going to break it up a little bit. You'll get to see it all in one lump sum, but for me, I'm going to have to break it up. But what I want to do is I want to get all of this wedding stuff out in my dining room on the table, and I want to separate it into little squares. So project 1, project 2, project 3. That way I know all the projects that need to be done. I've got a list. I know what needs to be done. It's just a matter of having it in front of my face to do it. When it's piled up in here, I will procrastinate and it won't get done. But right now, not doing all of these projects for the wedding is holding me back on my regular content for YouTube. So if I can get all these little things done, then I can get back to my normal content and being able to focus, like my Thursdays can be focused on you guys and the Thursday content for you. Right now, the wedding is kind of taking over a lot of that time. The second thing that I would like to do on today's video is I have a kit that I ordered from Amazon and it tests for the amount of lead in these dishes that I have. Unfortunately, that's part of the danger zone that you're going to have if you're buying vintage items and using them in your home. I've got certain pieces that I use every single day that I would like to test for lead. I've also got some pieces I'd like to check my depression glass. I'd like to check some of my regular amber glasses, just a few pieces. My Pyrex is another thing. My Corelle dishes are number 1. I just want to see if there is a lot of lead in these pieces. 1, for me, because I need to know. 2, for you, because I think it's an interesting thing for you guys to know too if you collect these things and use them in your home. So those are the 2 main things that we want to do today, or that I want to do today. So like I said, it's going to be over the course of numerous days. We're going to put these I'll put all the footage together for you and make one big video, but I think that'll be cool because that way I'm getting wedding projects done and I'm filming for you guys. I do have a separate vlog for all of the wedding projects. I don't put those in my regular content. I kind of take them, film them, and squeeze them together in longer vlogs because not everybody cares about the wedding content. Some of you do, but not everybody does. So we're going to keep those separate. So that is enough explanation on what we're doing today. Let's get this craft room cleaned up. Well, the good news is that it did not take me days and days to clean up this room. Yet again, I was a little exaggerative in how bad everything was. Although looking at it, it looks pretty bad. I do also wish I had done a little pan around the room of a before shot, and because I did get a pretty good after shot later, but I did not think to do that because I don't typically do like little clean with me videos. This was something new for me, but I finally decided about 7 o'clock tonight, on this night, that I was going to come in here and start to tackle this mess, wholeheartedly thinking I was only going to do a little bit and then I was going to come back the next day and do a little bit more, but it wasn't quite as bad as I thought. So it only took me about an hour to get everything cleaned up. Bad news is that all of the things that I took out of here is now sitting in my dining room. Because it's like I told you, all of the things that were sitting in there were projects that I needed to get done. And if it's sitting out in front of me, underneath my feet, I'm going to be more apt to getting the project over with and packed away and out of sight, out of mind. Do you know what I mean? Where I have everything in the craft room, I can shut that door and it's easy for me to kind of procrastinate. But if it's in my living room or my dining room, I'm quicker to get it done. So it's better for me to pull it all out in the living room, in the dining room, and trip over it a couple of days if it helps things move along quicker, if that makes sense. I'm just that type of person. If it's out of sight, it's absolutely not going to get done. I'm really embarrassed to say this, but I bought those big tablecloths. I only needed 3 because my friend was letting me borrow the rest. But I bought them, got them in, washed them, dried them, and then threw them on top of this table. So they're all wrinkled again. They're all going to need to be ironed before the big day, but I'm just going to take them and fold them up and hang them up so at least some of the wrinkles will come out. And then this is just all the little things that I have used for all the craft projects, and I'm honestly going to be dragging most of it right back out again when I get ready to do all the projects that are sitting out waiting on me right now. But for now, for my personal health, my mental health, and everything, I need to at least for a minute put everything back where it goes. Are you like that? I don't know. It's at least when I go back in there to get everything, I'm going to know where it is, because this craft room may look chaotic, but I do know where every single thing is. With the exception of that dresser over in the corner, there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't know what's in there because I don't go in there very often. But everything else, I know exactly where everything is. I have a place for every different type of project, every different type of craft that I do. So I can pretty much easily find everything. A lot of the things that I'm cleaning up though, like the shoebox with those are the wedding shoes, the veil, the little white robe, all of those things are not typically in here. So I'm not really sure where to put them. I'm hanging some stuff on the inside of the door. Some of the stuff for the wedding's getting packed away in boxes and crates and put outside, but I really don't want to put anything that's clothing related out there. So all of that's got to stay in there, and I don't have a permanent place for it. So those things are just kind of tucked away for now. These countertops David put in for me. He designed this whole craft room for me himself, but these countertops are not holding up well. I can't remember what type of, I don't even know, material that we used, but it's chipping away. And yes, this table is a workhorse. We do a lot of crafting up here, but I really hoped that it would have lasted a little longer than it did, which the way that he designed those tables was that he could easily pull out that little board and replace it if it got too bad. So that might be something we're going to do in the future, is replace that white part for something a little sturdier. Maybe for mica or something would work a little better. But whatever it is that we bought was chipping away and peeling away and just did not do well at all. Well, it's coming together. It's looking a lot better than it did 30 to 45 minutes prior to this. You can kind of sort of see the makings of a craft room in the background. That little, I guess, rickety shelf thing there, that's where I keep all of my paints. Over to the right that you just saw me working in, that thing needs to be replaced. It's wobbly, it's not holding up well at all. Plus, all of those paints are dried up. A lot of them are dried up. Some of them only have a tiny little bit of paint left in them. I've got paint sitting behind it because I don't have enough room. I need a better paint solution, so that's something else that I'd like to work on. I'd also like to come in here one day soon and repaint these walls, because this is the only room in my house that actually has a color on the wall left over. Everything else has been painted tan or neutral. And then now I'm just cleaning up with the vacuum cleaner, just kind of running over everything, getting all the little bits and bobs off the floor, and it is done. This is as done as it's gonna get, you guys. Like I said, I have to use this for storage as well, so it works for me. It's not perfect for everybody, and it's not the most aesthetic room you'll ever see, but it does work for me. And then this is what the living room is looking like right now. It's just separated into little squares of projects that I have to work on. Oh, I want to tell you real quick, if I have enough time, I got those glue sticks on Amazon. That big box was like $20, which I thought was an incredible deal considering how much you would pay per bag at the craft store. Okay, we are on a different day, I promise you. Yes, I have the same clothes on. Don't judge me too harshly. My hair is just a little floofier today because I had to go to Lily's second wedding shower this morning. And when I got home, I just threw the same clothes on because I'm not going anywhere or doing anything. I'm just gonna be working on wedding crafts. So just overlook me and how I dress sometimes. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to check the lead level, or not the level, but just see if there's lead in some items that I use every single day in my home. Pieces that I'm most concerned with checking are my Corelle dishes, because I use these every single day. Every time we sit down to eat dinner, this is what we use. So I'm anxious to know if these have any lead in them, especially around the rim where the paint is. So we're gonna check these first. I also wanna check my depression glass, because from what I can understand, anything made before 1971, they had no limits on how much lead you could use. After 1971, I guess things must have changed, but my depression glass is from 1930 something another, and I would like to check it as well. Plus, if you'll look right here, I'll turn the camera just a little bit. You can see right here, I keep brown sugar in one of my depression glass pieces. So food is touching this all the time, and I need to check that as well. Should I have checked it sooner? Yes, but this is where we are. So I also have these little pieces over here. I keep my sugar, rice, and flour. You can kind of see them sitting over there. I just took the lid off. We're gonna check this as well, because food is touching this all the time also. So we're gonna check that. I also picked up just a random piece of Pyrex. I've got a lot of Pyrex. I don't really use it a lot. It's mostly for decoration, but I would still like to know if it's got any traces of lead in it. I picked up a piece of my stoneware, because supposedly anything that is painted heavily is something that could possibly have traces of lead. And I also picked up this plate. Now this is a piece that I have on my wall. It is hand painted, which was another thing that they said could possibly have it. And it's glazed heavily. So this might possibly be a piece that has lead in it. And then finally, I just picked up a piece of my amber glass, because this is probably after 71, but who knows. I also should probably check my salt and pepper shakers too, because I do use these every day. So I'm gonna add these to the mix. I'll just pick one. We won't do both. We'll add that to the mix as well. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I found a small little kit for testing lead, and the instructions say to take the swab, wet it, tap it off, and rub it directly on the piece for 30 seconds. So I'm gonna get a cup out of here. And actually, we'll go ahead and test this too while we're at it. This is a piece of Fire King that I have. So we're gonna put some water in here, and let's start with the piece that I'm most anxious to find out about, and that is my Corelle. So this is what the swab is gonna look like when you get it. This is your little guide. So if you don't have any color changes in this little swab, then you're good. There's no lead detected. Let me get a little closer. Can you see that? But if the color starts to get darker, there's lead in there. Maybe not a ton, but there's traces of it. So that's what we're going to be looking for, is any change in coloration from this. So let's start with the Corelle. So we're going to wet the swab just like this, tap off the excess water, and we're going to swab it for 30 seconds. Now this is the hardest part for me because I don't measure time, I don't measure food. So we're going to eyeball 30 seconds if that's a thing. So I'm just going to rub it right across. I wanted to pinpoint the area that I'm going to focus on in being the part that's painted, just in case. So we're just going to rub that there. And FYI, I have had about 6 bloopers, so it has been 30 seconds in real life. So we're going to take this, sit it on top of the plate so I'll remember that this is what we tested. And I'm going to set it right over here. Now, I don't know if this Corelle pattern was made a different year than that Corelle pattern. So we're just going to check both of them just to be on the safe side, because I do have 2 different patterns that I use. So we're going to wet the swab, tap off the extra water, and then we're just going to rub on the paint. Just like this. And then 30 seconds will magically go by, and then we're going to sit it over to look at in a little while. I think I'm just going to let it kind of sit there a minute and just see if the color changes. But right now, I'm not really seeing any kind of change in the color. It just kind of looks the same. But I'm going to sit it there, and we're going to move it over here. And let's check next the second piece that I'm kind of anxious about, and that's going to be my depression glass, because it's holding food for me. So we're going to wet it, tap it, and rub it. All right, I'm not going to make you watch me do this for 30 seconds on each one. So we're going to do some magic here with the camera. All right, we're done with this one. I'm going to sit it over to the side. The other thing that they mentioned when I did a little research was that if you've got a piece that is broken or cracked, or the glaze is kind of damaged, that could be a danger zone too. So check that area as well. So this is the piece that's actually part of my canister set and holds food every day for me. So we're gonna check this one too. Okay, you got your magical 30 seconds. So we're gonna go sit that to the side. And then let's do the salt shaker. Go ahead and get that one done. Okay, your 30-second magic break is over. So we're gonna sit that over to the side. And then next we're gonna let's do this plate, this hand-painted plate, because I don't know, I kind of think this one might have a little lead in it. I don't know, we're gonna hope for not, but it just very well may have something. I'm wiping the dust off as I go too. I don't know, it's just the fact that when I read, it said hand-painted pieces could possibly be, could have it. And also, let's check back here where the glaze is kind of missing. We'll check that as well. And all I'm seeing is dirt and dust. It's not really changing. So that's a good thing. I'm glad for that. I'm not really seeing anything. I'm going to set it to the side. And we're gonna check the Pyrex. Let's try that. Dip it, shake it, rub it. Let's see what we can come up with here. Ooh, that one might be getting a little dark. Well, like I said, I don't really use my Pyrex that much. I don't really eat out of it or anything. I use it to decorate with. You can kind of look above my cabinets here, and that's where all my Pyrex is. So I don't actually use it a whole lot, but I have been known to like entertain, and that's definitely changing color. Let's sit it on the inside. We'll go back to that in just a minute. Okay. Kind of makes me think I need to pull out some more of my Pyrex and check it too. All right, let's check the amber glass real quick. Dip it, shake it, rub it. 30-second magic time has passed, and we're going to set this over to the side. We'll come back to that in a minute. And then we've got 2 more pieces to check. We're going to check my Fire King glass, and we're going to check my stoneware. So let's do the stoneware first. I'm going to rub it around on the glass, rub it around on the painted part. And maybe on the back. I don't see a date on it anywhere, so it could be after 71, it could be before. It's probably around the same time. All right, that one's good. We're gonna set that to the side. And last but not least, let's check this little cutie. Shake it off. I'm gonna dump this water out. And let's just rub her up. We're gonna get all over the glass. Mostly where your mouth is gonna go, I would think. You can't even see what I'm doing. I am covering up the whole thing. I think we might be getting a little lead off of this one. Okay. This one's a little darker, not gonna lie. All right, let me go set this to the side, and then we're gonna look at everything together. Okay, so here's our little experiment here that we have. So let's start with the Corelle. I'm gonna make sure you can see this. This is our swab, and it looks like there is no lead in the Corelle. So that's a good one. Let's come here. This is the, oh, I just went on the floor. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, goodness. Try it again. So here is the swab for that one, and it looks like we're good. So I'm going to move those out of the way and make room for the next one, because I don't have a lot of room to work with in this kitchen. As you all know, I have the tiniest kitchen in the world. So here is the depression glass. And it looks like we might be good on our depression glass, so that's a good one. Let's move that out the way. Okay. And then this is the piece right here that is holding actual food. So this is one that was concerning for me. And it looks like we are good. So let's set that one aside. I'll wash that off in a minute. All right, and here's our salt and pepper shaker with salt still on the top of it. Let's see. I think we're good. That one looks pretty okay, would you say? Yep. And then here's where we're gonna have a problem. This is our Pyrex. Look at that. So we've definitely got something happening, and I would say it's not a lot, but you've got some levels of lead in there for sure, because it's for this second one here. As far as the colors match best on that one. So I need to remember not to put food in that, okay? Next, we have our little Fire King. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's got lead. David, do you hear this? It's
hard to do this one-handed, I'm sorry. It doesn't look like it's a lot, but it's definitely in there. So Fire King, what are these, Kimberly? Be careful for them. Don't drink out of them. All right, now we've got our amber glass, and I think we're okay. It's like it's still yellow, so we're good on that. So let's set that aside. And then, you know what? The piece that I thought would be the highest in lead, it looks like has not one bit. It's the lightest color we have of all of them. Look, it almost looks the same as it did before it got wet. So good job. I really thought that was going to have lead in it. All right, and then we've got our last piece, which is my stoneware, and I think we're good. So our experiment turned out to be kind of interesting. The two pieces that we have lead in it are these two pieces right here, these two culprits. I do want to say that the Pyrex bowl that I checked earlier, the manufacturing date for that was 1979 through 1986. This is another one that I had close by that I could grab easily, and its manufacturing date is 1979 through 1981. So I've got one more of these little things left. I'm going to see if this one has lead in it as well, just because I've got one more swab left and we might as well check it. I'm just curious. So I'm gonna rub it. I'm gonna do the best I can one-handed here. You know, that's difficult sometimes. It's already starting to get dark, but it's not the highest level on the chart, so I think it's just like a trace level or something. I don't think it's terrible, but it's enough to say it's in there, I think. Let's see. And that one's not too bad. That one's kind of still the same color. So I'm not sure what the difference is. I don't know. It makes me want to order another pack and just test every piece that I have, just out of pure curiosity. Have you guys ever checked your Pyrex at home? Do you have any advice or anything you want to add to this experiment that I'm doing? I don't think it's changing. It's just kind of staying there. So I don't think that one has any.
Okay, so this is the most random video I've ever done in my life. It's just three things that have absolutely nothing to do with each other, but we're gonna cram them all together in a video and entertain you today. A while back, I got this photo album from an antique store. I was just looking at the sticker. I paid $15 for this thing. So that was kind of crazy, but I guess I got wrapped up in the moment, because I certainly did. Here's the sticker right here, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's beautiful, it's glorious, and I love it. So what I thought I would do is, you know, I showed you the photographs that Summer, Lily, and Tanner made for me at Christmas time, where they went to JCPenney and they took the funny pictures, which is supposed to be like joke pictures, but at the same time they're amazing and I love them. If you haven't seen them, well, I guess I've got a video where I showed all of them around Christmas time, after Christmas. Look at this. They're just the cutest, and I love it. If you've never heard of doing this, it's kind of like a new fad that people are doing. They're going to JCPenney and they're taking photographs that are meant to look like the ones that we would take in the 80s and the 90s, like portrait studio photography. And that is, it's kind of, it's satirical, but it's hysterical. So you just can't. Anyway, I wanted to put all of these in an album and sit it out for if anybody comes over and they want to enjoy the photographs. So I thought, what better pictures to put in there but these. I don't even know what that is. I'm just kind of sharing them with you as I go through, as I'm talking to you. But basically, we're just putting pictures in a photo album. It's not rocket science, but how fun is it to look at these? This little piece of hair on Summer's face, it makes me laugh so much. There's this one, and let's see, we've got a few more to go. This is the same one. I think I already showed you that one. Look at this one. These kids are nuts. They make me laugh all the time. And, you know, Tanner fits right into our family because he has the same idiotic sense of humor that we do. So he was all up for doing this. So anyway, let's put these beautiful pictures in this photo album. Okay, I'm all done. And just so you know, this is me procrastinating. Do you see all this? This is what I should be working on. Not this. I'm procrastinating so bad. Once I get started, I'm good. I need to get started. Okay, so here's my little book, and I'm just going to have this, like, I don't know if I'm going to have it sitting on my coffee table or not because it doesn't exactly match, but I will have it close by, so if someone says, oh, look at the pictures that I have framed, I can say, oh, I have an album, I'll show you, and I'll open it up, and I'll let them see all of the beautiful pictures, not just the 3 that I have framed. So I wanted to share that with you because we did buy that together, and that was just one of the pieces that I didn't get to finalize, you know, with you. So, all right, let me say my goodbye. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this completely random video that I just kind of pieced together for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys will come back and hang out with me again on our next adventure. Until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.